All right, away from the African Games now, let's talk about tennis. The countdown to the French Open continued with Dubai and Mexican Tennis Open that have now been concluded. Duke Odizor, former professional tennis player, joins us live now from Houston, Texas to do a review and, of course, preview the Roland Garros. That's the French Open coming up in a few months away from now. But very pleased to see you this evening. Well,
Hi, how are you?
what's your impression? The Dubai Open, the Mexican Open have all ended with Hugo Humbert, of course, emerging winner. What's your impression of those? Beg your pardon. They concluded in tournaments. Give us what you felt about those tournaments.
Well, first of all, greetings to you guys from Houston. Um, what is really happening is a changing of the guard. It's just slowly being cemented, and sometimes change might be very subtle or gradual, and that's what you're seeing right now. It's subtle. Humbert, Diminor in Acapulco, the other young lady, Katie Bolter in San Diego. These are all newcomers. Oh, actually, you guys think they're newcomers, but we've known them for 5, 6 years. So it's the change of the guard that's happening. The old guys are getting off. The new guys are taking charge. It'll be another year, another 12 months, and then you see all the old guys gone and all the old women gone.
Right. The tournaments, no doubt, were very competitive to a great degree. Is this an indication of what to expect at Roland Garros that, of course, it will be no doubt a bang as well?
Of course. As I've said and I've enumerated many times before, Roland Garros is the toughest tournament to win. Absolutely, unequivocally, it's the toughest tournament because it's on clay. And in other tournaments, you can actually win points in 1 or 2 shots, maybe maximum, 8 shots you can win. But in Roland Garros, you're looking at 25, 30, even 40 points, 40 rallies to win a point. So it's very demanding, arduous, but also fun because you can see technically the construction of the points, the strategies they're employing. I enjoy watching it actually. Yeah, I do.
All right. Looking ahead to Roland Garros now, quite a number of top players. We talk about the men now. We'll look at Djokovic. We'll look at Alcaraz. We'll look at Yannick Sinner. We'll look at Medvedev. And all of that. And the women's, you also have Zabalenka, Coco Gauff, Rybakina, Regular, and the rest of them. How, who do you think? Let's talk about the men now. Who do you think is likely, to take the center stage? Because as you mentioned earlier, the younger generation of players are now coming, looking like they are starting to take over from the older generation of players.
Well, for the men, actually, most people have not picked him yet, but I'll pick Ruud from Norway. That's my first guy. The second guy I would pick, obviously, is Sina. And then the third guy I would pick would be Alcaraz. I think it's going to be extremely difficult for Djokovic to win this year, just because of age and the fact that the matches are very long. Um, at some of the other tournaments, Djokovic can actually win straight sets and be done in an hour and 15 minutes. For Roland Garros, there's no way you can win under 2 hours. It's impossible because the points just take too long to construct. As for the women, I'll say it's the same two ladies, Swiatek and Sabalenka. Of course, my wild card or dark horse would be, no pun intended, would be Coco Golf.
Now, let's talk about our own country, Nigeria. You played professional tennis at the very highest level. If you were to be given a chance, because as it stands at the moment, Nigeria, we are lagging behind in terms of talents to compete at those highest levels. If you were given the chance to run tennis as far as Nigeria is concerned, what would be your roadmap? What would be your line of action?
Well, the first thing I would do actually is have a 5-year plan because we don't have that. We've never had that. I'll have a 5-year and a 10-year plan. And in the 5-year plan, I'm looking at some of the kids who are going to be between 8 and 14 years old. Because in 5 years, the 14 would be 19, and in 5 years, the 8 would be almost 15 or 16. And then the 10-year plan would be the guys who are currently doing well right now, so to speak, the seniors. Next, I would set up the 6 geopolitical zones and have training centers in all of them. Last but not the least, it takes money to make money. Without money, we can't do any of those aforementioned projects that I would like to do for Nigeria. But because most of the sports federation worldwide is being run by former tennis players, I have networked with some of those other players, from Yannick Noah to the U.S. guy, Katrina Adams, just to mention some of them. Then I have the ability to link them together, where we have technical support and partnership from them. They can send coaches to us and vice versa, us to them. Because if the teachers are not good, what can the teachers teach? And most of our teachers, they're not up to standard, I'm sorry to say. But that's where we are. Those are the things I would do in the short version of what I want to do. Of course, I would also carry along the various state chairmen, because right now, not all the state chairmen, they're irrelevant. There's only one guy running the show. If you don't get the state chairman involved, if you don't get some of the businesses, local businesses involved, it's not going to work. Last but not the least, everybody wants to serve an ace. But ace doesn't win you matches. It's consistency that wins you matches. In the case of Nigeria, we're not trying to run big tournaments. Can we run smaller tournaments, 200,000 naira tournaments? Can we run 20 of them a year in different geopolitical zones? That's what I have in mind. I'm not trying to hit a home run. I'm not trying to bring Serena Williams or anyone else and pay, $8-9 million for them to come. No, it won't happen under my watch. What I want to do is just get the grassroots set up, and then have smaller tournaments. When I was playing, we have West African Championship, secondary school championship, even Nigerian Army. They have their own tournaments.
Right.
These are things I need to bring into the equation.
All right, then. You got quite a lot on the plate if you were to run tennis in Nigeria here. Well, Duke Odizor, former professional tennis player, we must thank you very much indeed for sharing your thoughts with us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for being blessed.